Well, it's been a minute since I've updated, so I'm going to catch things up on the current state of the boat. This is the bow with everything taken out. I think that I've already done an update about this, but let me turn my headlamp on. So that's, you can see like I've got these cleats here that run around the inside, and then I've got these panels, these 3/4 plywood panels that sit down in there. Kind of see that. Maybe better if I turn this off. Yeah, so you can see these panels and sit down in there. And then I'm actually working on a new subfloor and finish floor that'll go on top of these panels, and then I'll cut access holes into these so that it'll be possible just to, like, in modern construction, boats have these little like access panels, and you don't have to take the whole floor out. Each access panel has its own little separate section, and you can get into each of these bilge sections independently. So that's what I'm working on here. And then this is all of my new hose, my sanitary hose, my raw water intake hose. My raw water intake valve is a 5/8, and the standard plumbing for intake water on a toilet is 3/4. So this is a little connector that goes from the 5/8 hose here to the 3/4 hose here. So below the water line, so it's double connections on both sides. And then this I discovered with all of these hoses. One of the things that I discovered is that they are absolutely impossible to install without a heat gun. Heat gun was critical to the deal. So in a second here, I actually haven't turned this on yet. I haven't opened up these valves. I just finished the install of the toilet yesterday. And then a couple of days ago, I finished the install of this tank. So here's my new holding tank. It's not hooked up yet. So as it currently is, yes, I can discharge the toilet out into the sea, but where I boat, there's literally no we're always within 3 miles of the land. So these are all clean waters, and so ostensibly this tank is required for me to be boating, or at least to use the toilet. So I still have to do all the connections, and I have a little bit more to do to strap it in place, but it's in there. It's huge. It's a giant tank. It took a monumental effort to get it in because there's all of these obstacles. The tank itself is actually too wide to go into this hallway, so you have to open a door to go. You have to, like, this thing has to get slid back to the other side of this hanging locker. Then you have to open this door, and then the tank can slide through this opening into the bathroom, into the head, and then you can rotate it and then move it, sort of back it out into this corner, then close the door, then you're out. So that's the only way to get that tank out at this point. There's not even enough room between the floor, the galley floor, and the ceiling to take it out, even if I were to remove this piece here. So it's going to be a pretty much one time in, and then it would probably be destructive if you ever had to take it out. All right, so here is the new toilet, and I cannot stress how excited I am that I have a new toilet in here. And what I did is I installed a new platform for it. I put some vinyl down just to keep it easier to clean. It's the Raritan Power Flush toilet. I'm just using the manual flush, trying to keep things as simple as possible here. My 3/4 line coming up with the seawater, and my discharge line that goes up here to this vented loop, which is approximately 9 inches above the top of the holding tank. And then it goes down here to this Y valve, And the Y valve is branches this way to go to the outlet, discharge outlet through hole, and then this way is going to go down. I haven't drilled it yet, but I got to drill a hole in the floor and install my tubing, my plumbing to run this over to the holding tank. So then you'll be able to switch this over to go to the holding tank, lock it in place for, you know, basically forever. And then if you ever were in an absolute emergency, holding tank was full, didn't have a way to pump it out, and you need to use the toilet, this would be the backup, the backup. Yeah, so that's where I am on this. The boat is a total disaster. Tools everywhere, parts and bits, and you know, everything is just like, it's a mess. It's kind of embarrassing actually, but I'm hopeful that get things here cleaned up soon enough and be able to go out and take her out and do some cruising. Today is actually Father's Day, June 21st. It's Father's Day and summer solstice, year of our Lord 2020, the year of Corona. So it's been, because there hasn't been a lot else going on, it's been a pretty good time for just getting some projects done. So here I am. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the valves and see if it pumps water through the system without it pumping water into the boat. That's the goal right now.